and we are live. I think, I hope. I never know. This is always so weird starting a stream. Anyway, I'm gonna wait a few minutes until the stream actually starts and people can see that we're starting, and yeah, I wait to see the screen in front of me. There we go, it should be live on YouTube now. So now we just wait. And wait. And wait. I hope I did this right. Okay, so yeah, now we're playing the waiting games. Enjoying the music. And waiting for people to show up. The dog lover says hi, hi. Okay, so people are coming. I give a few more minutes to everyone. I just posted on Instagram too that we are now live. One of my best picture ever. But okay, I can see the comments. Nathan says hello, hi, Sanchez Knights, hi Sunny, hi Sanchez, or Recreation, first time I've joined. In a while? I'm not sure what it is. In a while maybe that was a typo, but anyway, it's nice to have you here. Kanzili says hiya, hi. Sanchez can only stay for a bit, currently at work. Yeah, that's too bad, but you know, enjoy the stream while you're here, and later on you can just catch up with everything else. Like, this will stay on my YouTube, so you will be able to catch up later on. Origination, why? Okay, yeah, I thought so. It was just I wasn't sure, you know. I'm never sure. Whenever I read something in English, I'm not sure if it's, you know, it's a typo or is it a word I'm just not too familiar with, because, you know, English is not my native language. Well, you can hear that by my accent, but don't give me that smug face. So yeah, and Shirley, I can see a comment there, but I can't read that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I speak a couple languages, but sadly that's one I can't. So yeah, if anyone can translate them, please. And we also have names that I will butcher, like Wu Nguyen. Says that's the Star Trek dream, right? Zemi9, yo, Monitor Comics, hey yo, hey guys. And Cheryl, I love you so much. Thank you. So that's what it said, I guess. That's cool. I really like this kind of writing. Like, I'm not sure which one is this. Like you know, I would just call it like the Arabic writing, because I'm not sure about the different type of languages and writing types there, but I always loved it. Like, it is just so beautiful looking that only made me want to learn it. So yeah, Sanchez Knights, hopefully no mean and crazy comments this time. Yep, I surely hope so. You know, these streams are usually fun, and yeah, I hope it stays so, because, you know, there are always trolls and people who are just online to be mean. But yeah, I hope no negativity will be with us this time. I mean, it's been a while we had a live stream, so I truly hope that we can have fun without any hiccups. And surely I can't speak English. Don't sweat it. I hope that you still will be able to enjoy the stream. I will start driving very, very soon. So, you know, just enjoy the stream, and I appreciate your comment and you trying at least. I know English can be hard, so. Monitor Comics, I just listened to the Saigami soundtrack on Spotify the other day and it was fire. I know, right? It's just so incredible. Like, it's just my driving fuel. Like, whenever I'm in like an art block, or I just don't know where to go with my art and everything, I just listen to that like non-stop, and this just, Matthias is just genius. So yeah, if everyone is interested, you can hear many of the Saigami songs in this live stream. Of course, I'm talking over them, so it's not the real thing, but you can find a link to them in my profile. You can go to Matthias Terra's YouTube channel, and you can also listen to it on Spotify, Bandcamp. You can get it on various platforms like Google Music, Amazon Music, and all sorts of. So yeah, if you want to support him, then please go and check him out, because it's incredible. It's also up on YouTube as well, so you can listen to it as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna take one more look at the comments, and then I'm gonna jump into things. Roka Kikas? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. I'm from Mexico, hi! Ooh. And surely I'm Arabic. Okay, yeah. Juan Tapia, hi from Argentina. Ooh, we have a bunch of people from all around the world. That's awesome. Like, this is something I enjoy so much. Sanchez Knights, remember to add other members of the chat to keep it clean if you want to talk to each other. Yeah, that's actually, thank you for that comment, because yeah, that was very helpful the last time. So if you just want to talk to someone else in the chat, then use an add with their name, so I know that you're just talking between yourself and it's not necessarily something I should be reading, because the other time people were talking about their stories and it allowed me to focus on the comments that are coming for me, or they were questions, so I could work on my pages more efficiently and yeah, still stay in touch with you guys. so yeah, alrighty, so I promised I will start drawing, but before I jump into drawing, I just real quickly want to show you guys this. So, you know, Saturday AM. Oh, actually, I kind of skipped my introduction. So, hello everyone, welcome to the Saigami project. My name is Andrea Doni, and I'm the creator of the manga series Saigami, published and serialized in Saturday AM, the world's most diverse manga anthology. And you can check out our homepage to learn everything about us. Like really just go and check out their homepage. And also, I would like to call your attention that we have now a new event or model called Saturday Summit, which is a shout out to all of the creators. And now we have open submissions. So you can find all of the information here on who can submit, how to submit, what are the benefits, what can you gain from it. So I recommend to check it out if you're a webcomic artist. You can find a link to the submit page even in this video already, so please check it out. And of course, if you have any questions, I can answer you questions about submit. Saturday AM also had several live streams, so if you go to the Saturday AM YouTube channel, you can listen to our rant table talk, including our CEO Frederick, Raymond Brown, creator of Glitter, White Manga, creator of Apple Black, and myself. So this is now one of our biggest events going on, and the application only lasts until the 10th, so you only have 3 more days. So if you're interested in applying to Saturday Summit, then please check out the site and apply as soon as you can. Of course, this will be a monthly event, so if you feel like you're not ready just yet, then that's okay, because it will happen the next month as well. Plus, if you need just a few more days, then subscribers have an extended deadline to applying to submit. So once again, being a subscriber to Saturday AM or Saturday PM, if you're also premium, has huge benefits. So, so yeah, I'm ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to this, take a look at the comments, and then I'm gonna start drawing, because I guess that's why you're here. Okay, Sanchez Knights chatted from Chicago, everyone. Oh, hi! Got to go, have fun, Sunny. I'll be back after work. Yeah, thank you for being here, and yeah, just catch up later. Ryan Undertone, hello everyone. Kenzili, I was at MangaCon at May and I found a Saigami pin and I literally shouted it, oh my god, I have to buy it, then I bought it. And it's so cool. I was so surprised when I saw it. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure which MangaCon was that. I've been at MangaCon last summer, so I obviously had Saigami pins there. But even on other some MangaCons like the autumn and winter and even the spring this year, I have my friends in the artist alley, and they have some of my stuff still with them. So, so yeah. But good news. This summer, so next month in July, I will be at Summer MondaCon. So I will be going back to Hungary for a little while, and I will be able to attend Summer MondaCon. So that will be my first convention this year, and I'm super excited. But now let's start drawing. And of course, the drill is the usual. If you have any questions, just post them in the comments. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna be talking here like I usually do. As you can see in front of me, I already have a page started up. The colorful things around the edges are my template. This is our guide for printing, and I already drafted the panels, so you can see my layers here. I think you can see them, I hope. Yeah, I think you should be able to see them. So yeah, I have my panels. I probably will make some adjustments, because at the moment I'm not 100% sure if this is how the page will go. But anyway, I'm just gonna start. I also have my storyboard here, which is a blank version because I don't want to spoil things, but this is from the next installment of Saigami, which will appear in issue 107 of Saturday AM, coming out in July. So yeah, I still have a lot to draw for that, but I will be using this. So my method, ever since switching to digital, has been, well, not from the very beginning, but anyway, how I do how I do my pages is that I do a refined storyboards, and I basically copy paste my sketches to be my rough sketches on the real page, and this saves me a lot of time. And actually it's super fun because recently I've seen a video interview with Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail Eden Zero Remaster. You know him, who's one of my biggest inspiration, and it turns out that he's doing his pages the same way, and I'm like, just wow, that's so cool. I mean, you know, it's always nice to learn that you're doing things the same way as your idols. So yeah. So I'm just gonna copy paste some things here, and then I'm gonna refine the sketches, and I will also start inking. And in the meantime, I will try to do my best to keep up with the conversation and answer questions. So, you know, if you have any questions regarding Saturday AM, Saturday Summit, Saigami, drawing in general, or you name it, like it's kind of like an AMA. So yeah, I'm just gonna paste not in the panel. So since this is just my sketch layer, I'm just creating a new layer here. And as you can see, there is a difference in size here. Okay, so now I guess the joke's on me, because there's a text. I didn't want to read their text, so yeah. Just give me a moment, because once again I'm goofing here. There we go. Okay, now it should be good. So yeah, but what I had here, I had a layer which was, yeah, just a white layer erasing my text. Okay, with this I probably want to go smaller. Okay, and so as you can see, I'm playing around with the size and the composition. So what I have in my storyboard is not necessarily final. I always try to see if it's better to zoom in, zoom out, change things around. Sometimes I just flip the wall composition, or come up with a completely different composition for certain things. But you know, it's the sketch phase, so this is where I have the opportunity to make easy fixes. I probably should keep the artwork smaller so I will have room for the text. Also, this is not my fanciest page, so yeah, not my most exciting. But this is where I am right now, so. Plus, many times I prefer to do easier pages with live streams, because yeah, it's easier. Did I just paste it or not? Okay, there it is now. Okay, just 3 more, and then I'm gonna take a look at the comments. I know, this is not too exciting, sorry, but you know, not everything about manga drawing is exciting. Where is it? Is it cookie? Oh yeah, there it is. This probably will zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, final. Okay, for starters, now what I still will do is I'm gonna merge these layers into one. It's just easier, I don't like to have too many layers. Okay, so now I have all of my rough sketches in one layer, and now it's time to check the comments, because I probably am behind. Mr. George, do you know Sunny has never been in Norway, and that offends me. I'm sorry. I really wish to go there one day. Like, you have no idea. Like, Norway is in my top 3 I want to visit countries. So whenever I get the chance, I will so go to Norway. Like, that's just such a beautiful country. I always loved it. Like you know, I'm from Europe, so I've always been very fond of many European countries. But Norway is just something else. Like, I really love mountains. So Switzerland and Norway are in my top 3. So yeah. I know other countries have mountains too, but you know, in some I already been. Like, you know, I've been in Italy and France before. So yeah, I've seen the mountains there, but just so many countries. Like, oh my god, yeah, I really want to travel more. Kensley, that's a Hungarian comment. So yeah, she or he is asking if about the summer on the console. So yeah, I'll be there. Ryan Ederton, since there is a template, I'm assuming there will be a physical comic and not just digital. What dimensions do you work in, and do you have a preferred weight for the paper? Yeah, there are physical books. Like, if you're not familiar, Saigami Volume 1 and Volume 2 are already available worldwide via Amazon, Book Depository, Saturday M homepage. So yeah, these are books. The size, I can't remember what the size of the books. Like, they are kind of big, like compared to other manga. Like, for example, like compared to a volume of Fairy Tail, which is kind of a standard manga size. Or maybe this might be a bit bigger, but yeah. So the Saturday Tanks, that's what we call our books, are bigger than traditional manga. But you know, that's kind of cool because you can enjoy the art better. So I always like bigger volumes. I'm really not sure what's the size of the books though. As for the template that I'm using, it's I don't know, but I'm gonna check it for you. So it's 600 DPI, and these are the pixel sizes, and this is actually the dimension for these books. So yeah, it's a bit taller than an A4 or a B4 dimension, and that's why I'm using this, because I used to draw on A4 size paper. So yeah, this was what I was using traditionally. This is an A4 size. I hope it shows paper near the camera. I have to check that. So yeah, this was an A4 size paper. So compared to the books, it wasn't twice the size of the book. But you know, it was at least like 40% bigger than the final result of the book. You know, they say that it's best to work at least double the size of your final printed product. So there were pages that I did in bigger size. Like I have some manga paper here that's like 11 by 17 inches, and that's pretty cool. But you know, it's kind of hard, and the bigger your paper, the more expensive it is. But yeah, this was A4 size, and I think the thickness was 135 grams. It's a deliter manga paper, by the way, so it's pretty standard when it comes to manga. You can find these everywhere online, pretty much. But yeah, ever since switching to digital, this is the template I'm working with, because it saves me a lot of trouble. Like with the first 2 books of Saigami, since I've been drawing traditionally everything, I had to make so many adjustments in order to have my pages fit the printing guides, because you know, you can't have some stuff in the yellow area, the red area will cut off, and it's just a train wreck whenever you have to adjust your pages to fit a completely different dimensional proportions. So yeah, these are my sizes. Okay, so go back to the comments. I try. My laptop isn't liking this. Okay. Let's see. Zami9, when do you imagine you or anyone else from Saturday AM will come over to Scotland? There's a surprisingly big anime manga community over here. We really want to go to different countries. You know, going to conventions is very expensive, very expensive, and comes with a lot of work. So right now our priorities are not in conventions, because you know we are working on different stuff with Saturday Summit, with retail, and everything. So right now I can't say for sure our plans for conventions, but in the future we definitely want to go to different countries and you know have presence at various conventions. Especially you know it's easier in English-speaking countries. So you know, not just we've been to many conventions in the US, but yeah, it would be nice to go to Canadian conventions in the UK, Australia, and you know not just in English-speaking countries. So that's for the future, and yeah, we really hope to go there. Of course, you know. That won't happen overnight, and we need support. So you know, actually, what's also an option with many conventions is that the visitors and the fans can recommend guests. So let's say you want to have me at your convention to appear, or anyone from Saturday and you want white manga, then you can contact the convention organizers that, hey, I think this guest will be perfect for you guys. And you know, the more people recommend, the same goes for you know cosplayers and other guests, voice actors, and you know they will listen to the visitors, because that's how it works. So, you know, if you have a convention you're attending to and you would like to see the crew of Saturday AM there or anything, you can always try to recommend the organizers to invite Saturday AM over. And, you know, that is making things easier for us, because if we are invited to a convention, then things will become cheaper, and, you know, we can get support for the travel, for the hotel, and booth price and things like that. So yeah, that's something that could be a huge help as well. So yeah, that's an option. Like you know, that's how cosplayers usually get to all of these conventions. It's you know, it's an invite system. The Reaper of Crows. If you were a Saigami yourself, what magical power would you have? I'm not sure. I probably would want water or air. I wouldn't want fire because I just would burn myself and that hurts a lot. But yeah, I probably would want to control water because I'm not good with water. I really like water. Like I love lakes. I love the sea. I'm always super fond of water sides. But at the same time, I'm afraid of water. So being able to control it would give me confidence. So I definitely would want to get water. And it would be fun as well because you can basically get to a point where it's borderline flying or floating. But I think since water is my pet peeve, I would go for water. Okay, so before I go to the next comment, I will start working on some panels here. I usually like to start with an easier panel, so I'll probably just start. Yeah, I'm just gonna start here. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in, and I'm gonna lower the opacity on this one. And I'll probably just go for the inking right away. Yeah, why not? I like to live dangerously. So I'm gonna put this in my head and switch controller. It's super useful. And I'm gonna start thinking. I'm not in the right way. This is my go-to. So yeah, if you're wondering, this is a custom G pen. I got it from the Club Studio store, I guess. It's a free pen, so it's it's just a G pen. Yeah. But I also made some adjustments with the pressure sensitivity and things like that, so it's a little bit customized. I like to customize my stuff, so I'm not really good at creating brushes, but whenever I get a brush, I try to customize them to my preferences. Okay, so first I'm gonna start with the speech bubbles, because that's how I usually start. And I'm gonna create a new layer because I like to keep my speech bubbles on a different layer. Because if later on I will need to make some adjustments, it's easier if I don't have to redraw them over and over again. Okay, comments. Ryan Atherton, instead of conventions, you can do small festivals in the area. Someone recently shared with me that he says comics at movie theater when they come out after seeing superhero movies. Oh, that's fun. That sounds like a good idea, actually. I'm not such an outgoing person, so usually when there's a festival in town, I just sleep through it or kind of miss it. But yeah, that's actually not a bad thing. Of course, that's kind of the lifestyle of an artist in an artist alley. That's not necessarily that I want to go or we at Saturday I want to do. So but I do enjoy conventions a lot. So yeah, I'm always looking forward to going to conventions. And yeah, it's been so long. Like my last convention was the Wizard World Convention in Chicago last August. So now I'm really eager to go to Summer MangaCon. As you can see, my sketch is not finished here. What I actually might do, since I extended my panel to go out and be a good panel, but I'm not too sure if I need that here. So I'm just gonna go over to the sketch layer. And I'm just gonna do a bit more sketching here. first because she's sitting next to the wall, so I guess the wall will be kind of here, but this will be cut off anyway, so yeah. Now I can go back and continue inking. Epic Cake, hi there. Ryan Underton, I'm afraid of the ocean. Yeah. I never seen the ocean up close. I only seen it from planes, but yeah, I'm not good with water. Savage Beer Arts, I'm finally here. I had a refrigerator to clean. I tried making it on time, but glad I'm here now. No, nice to have you here, and take it easy, enjoy the stream, and have fun. The Reaper of Crows, water is pretty sweet power. I'd pick water or earth. Yeah, like, you know, with the elements, you know, all of them have their ups and downs, the benefits, and yeah, it's, you know, if I had a chance, I would be happy with anything, literally, like, you know, I wouldn't be picky when it comes to superpowers. But yeah, if I had a choice, I would go with water. No, I think I'm gonna put a new layer for the hair. I'm just gonna start with the face. Mr. George, dude, I'd pick Fire. Been reading Fire Force lately. Maybe that one has an anime coming. I only read like the first 2 chapters, I think, but I will be interested to see the anime. So yeah, but yeah, fire is cool, like, you know, it is for a reason Ayumi has fire powers, because I always found it cool. Plus, actually, one of my main reasons in giving her fire was, you know, I came up with the idea for Saigami in 2005, so 14 years ago. And back then, you know, there were always a bunch of stories revolving around characters who can use elemental powers. But it kind of pissed me off that it's always the guy who has the fire powers. So I wanted to create a story where the girl has the badass fire powers. So that was pretty much what started Saigami, I think. Now what you can see here is that many of my lines are just rough and not too refined. But that's something I can enjoy with digital a lot, that I don't have to get the inking right on the very first try. I can just make corrections, erase things as I go, and that's something I absolutely love in digital. Azuka Chukuma. Hello, I'm Azuka. I'm just gonna drop this. If I may ask, what inspired you to make your own comic manga? And how were you able to put your story together and have continuity? Well, I think what inspired me, partially I just answered that for Saigami. Yeah, I wanted a story where the girl is badass and lit. Although Amy is not there yet, so there's that. I always like to create stories. Even before I started drawing manga, I was writing stories. Like, I wrote several novels, if you want to call them like that. Like, you know, I filled up school notebooks with my stories. I always wanted to tell stories. But I never felt like writing is enough. So I decided to do comics once I read Naruto, and I started to get into manga, because I realized that what I was missing from my novels was that I couldn't always put what I had in my mind on paper. So I decided that, you know, I can just draw it. Like I had talent, sort of, for art. So I decided that, yeah, drawing it will be easier than writing it. It's a huge lie, by the way. Drawing is not necessarily easier, it's just different. Sometimes, yeah, it's just easier to visualize things with drawing, but yeah, drawing is just as much work as writing, so there's that. So yeah, I just wanted to tell stories, and I found that manga could be a good medium to tell my stories. And I just started it. I was, you know, in school and I was doing it, but after a while it became my passion, and I realized this is what I want to do with my life. So I just kept doing. I just did it. I tried to improve myself. I tried to come up with various stories, and I tried everything that I could, approaching publishers and everything, and my path led me to Saturday AM, where I'm today. So it's been a long long journey. It's far from over, of course. So yeah. As for the continuity and the story, you know, you just really need to love what you do. You need passion, because yeah, sometimes it happens that you can just get bored of characters or your story. But if you truly have the passion, you really want to do it, you really have what it takes, then yeah, like, come up with something that you don't want to stop doing. Okay, Ryan Anderson, do you ever have problems with sound effects in your comics? Sometimes, you know, I'm usually trying out different variations for sound effects whenever I'm drawing them. You know, I already feel like I found my style with my personalized sound effects most of the time. So many times it just comes to me naturally how I want to do them. But it was definitely a learning curve. So yeah, I used to have a lot of trouble with them for a long while. Then I realized how I want to do it, and I developed my own method on doing it. And yeah, nowadays, you know, I have a vision, but most of the times I'm just trying out different versions. Like I create a new layer and I try different variations of sound effects, and I can settle with the best version I feel like. So once again, huge benefits of digital. But yeah, you know, different artists will have different styles when it comes to sound effects. Some people tend to go more for Western presentation, some people go for a more Japanese, some people just straight up go for the Japanese variation, which is not necessarily the best, especially if you don't speak Japanese and you have no idea what you're doing there, then that's kind of like pretentious. But you know, you can do your research and you can combine. I personally like to combine the Japanese style with the Western writing type, but at the same time I'm making up my own sound effects, relying heavily on other languages. Like you know, I'm not native English, so for me, the kablam doesn't necessarily sound like an explosion sound, because you know that's not something that I grew up with. So many times I include my own variation of a sound, because you know many sounds effects in, for example, Hungarian, my native language, are completely different than what in English. Like you know, be it animal sounds or whatever, any kind of explosion sound, and I try to integrate that to create my own unique voice when it comes to sound effects. So I actually do enjoy them a lot. So yeah. That's the mountain, the rainbow. feels better. So I'm gonna erase that line here. It looks kind of awkward. Okay. Epic Cake laying up panels on the page confuses me so much. I'm not sure where to put the panel boards or where should I make them cut off the page. Yeah, that's a learning curve. Like, there are some people who have really good sense for paneling because they probably pick it up naturally. But apart from that, it's a learning curve. Like, paneling is the most difficult thing when it comes to creating comics, period. Oh, that reminds me, I should be saving. So that's never easy. You often will make bad choices, even without noticing it. So it's a hard process. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and many times I make stupid mistakes when it comes to page layout. And you know, sometimes I don't even notice it because it feels like you're doing the right thing, but at the same time, you step back, take a look, and I'm like, oh, crap. Nope, that's not how it's supposed to be because I messed up the continuity of the page, or I just messed the flow, or it doesn't necessarily make sense, or now it's just complicated, or anything. So yeah, that is a tricky one. The best you can do is do research as much as you can. Read a lot of comics, see how different artists do it, why they are doing it. So it's not enough to just look at things, but try to understand the thought process behind it. Like, why did they do the paneling like that? How does it work? How is the camera working? How is the flow between the panels? How are they using the spread pages? How are they using certain panels? It's very complex and complicated, but it's learnable. So yeah, just do the research. You know, there are certain rules, like basic rules, that you can always follow or break if you want, because yeah, there are not necessarily written rules, but there are many pointers that you can rely on, and you can also tweak them around and try to come up with your own style, and it's a long process, so you won't master paneling from just one day to other, or no one starts out as a paneling prodigy. So yeah, it's a lot of work. But you know, that is also something that you need to learn and master as you do it. So don't feel like, oh no, I can't start drawing comics because I'm just not good with that just yet. Just start doing it. That's what we always tell to creators, that you need to start doing it, because if you're not doing it, you're not gonna learn how to do it. It's quoting from our CEO Frederick. He always says that, you know, you can't learn how to play basketball if you never pick up a ball, or something like that. I probably quoted him wrong way, but anyway, you get the point. It's the same for everything. You need to actually do it to learn by trial and errors, and the same goes for paneling. So and just creating comics in general, and yeah, you know, we have that's why we have Summer of Manga, to allow new creators to try their very first comics for publication and learn. That's why we started the internship with the comic creators who were learning under me for the last few months. You know, I'm not a master myself yet, but you know, I have over 15 years of comic creation experience right now, and yeah, it was super fun, and there were many things that I was teaching them about paneling, layouts, and things like that, and just writing down certain stuff, I was like, damn, this is something I should be thinking more of my comics, and you know, I could go through my comic pages and I was like, yeah, I made a mistake here, that's not a good layout here or there. So you have to go through the whole learning process. Also, speaking of interns, Summer of Manga, Summer of Manga will start in issue 105 of Saturday AM, coming out next Saturday. So it's yeah, it's the next issue of Saturday AM, and it will feature our very first Summer of Manga entry Atlas article created by Ricardo Duran, who's one of my interns, so I'm super excited to have him debut in Saturday AM, and it will be good. I really love Atlas articles, the story, and I'm losing my train of thoughts here because I started fangirl here. And yeah, it will be super fun. Summer of Manga is always my favorite event. Like, we have March Art Madness, which is crazy every year, but Summer of Manga is my sweet spot because it's always so incredible to see new artists creating their first short stories, or not necessarily the first, but their short stories to debut in Saturday AM, and that will finally start in issue 105. And with every issue this summer we will have short stories from Summer of Manga entrants and also from my interns. So in 105 we will have Atlas article debuting, and in 106 we will have Midcasters from Zave's illustration, who's also my intern, and afterwards we will have my other interns making their debuts, and as well the people who entered the Summer of Manga. For example, I can see Monitor Comics here. He's also will make his debut, I think, in 106? I'm not sure. I should be sure. I'm the one in charge of this. I'm sorry. So yeah, definitely check out Summer of Manga. You know that now you can read some Saturday AM issues for free on our homepage for a limited time. So for example, you can read Saturday AM issue 103 if you actually can pull it up. So if you go to our homepage, you just hit the latest issue here, and you can read one of our issues for free, even if you're not a subscriber. Loading. Loading. So what we have on the homepage right now is issue 103, which actually has the latest installment of Saigami. So if you want to know what's happening before the pages I'm drawing, you can still read them. But it will be only up for a limited time. It's been up for now a couple of weeks. But during this weekend we will actually update it, so this issue will be gone for you to read for free. So if you haven't read this issue yet, go and check it out. You can find a link to that in my profile, and you can just come here and enjoy the issue for free. It's also an interactive issue, so it has video content in it, things that move around. It's like super fancy. Yeah, I really like it. I'm not gonna open it right now because I'm pretty sure that will fry my laptop. But yeah, you can read the issue on our homepage for free. This is issue 103 with Kick-Ass Titan King installment and many more. And also Saigami, wink wink, nudge nudge. So you can still read this issue today, but I'm pretty sure by tomorrow it will be gone and replaced by issue 104, which is also a super awesome issue. But just a reminder that you can read them for free, but they are only available for a limited time. Of course, you can subscribe and then you get to keep the issues. You also get them earlier, like several weeks earlier than the free release. Plus, subscribers have a bunch of other benefits, like extended deadline for pitch sessions and Saturday submit entries. You will get first-hand information through our newsletter and subscribers only news and things like that, so a bunch of benefits. Also, speaking of pitch sessions, we do have Saturday FM, which is our podcast. We also do have Saturday Daily, which is another podcast. It's kind of confusing, but it's easy if you just follow the link and follow the news and follow Saturday AM on social media, because then you will be up to date with their news. So if you enjoy listening to podcasts about not just anime and manga, but more about the industry, like really golden nuggets of knowledge there, coming from our CEO Frederick, who's very experienced in this industry, and you can learn a lot from this podcast, because we're going over the entries of Summer of Manga. So if you're a creator yourself, you're not sure how to execute certain ideas or what would work, you can learn a lot from this. So definitely check them out. You can find all of the links in my profile. also under this video. I think, yeah, I should post the link. So yeah, plus, there's always Saturday on social media, so please check it out. Okay, so now back to the comments, because I'm probably behind. Where was I? Monitor comics, every good artist. I mean, I guess I have talent. Well, it's always a very interesting thing, because yeah, some people are pretty much upset when you call them talented, and I actually understand that, because talent is not necessarily something you just born with and is just there. For some, yeah, it is. For some people, it's just natural. But for some, you might have a certain level of talent and sense, more like sense to certain things. But I personally am more on the hardworking and learning side than just talent. So yeah, talent is something you have to make bloom, because it's not enough to just have talent in something. You see so many people who have the talent, but they never get anywhere, because that's just not enough, especially not nowadays when you can reach everything on the internet. And it's not just about art, like drawing comics or anything. Like in your life you will meet at least one people, or one person, or anyone who's got the talent for sports, for music, singing, you name it, but they will never get anywhere because they are not putting in the work. They don't have the drive, they don't have the motivation, they just never meet the right person at the right time at the right place to bring their talent to the next level. So yeah, it's talent is a very, very interesting question in my opinion, because it's just not enough. It's not everything. Okay, Monitor Comics Fight used to always use exclamation marks for sound effects. Yeah, and it's pretty fun because they looked really cool. It worked, and nowadays you see so many artists copying that style. Like, admittedly, I used exclamation marks a couple of times as well, probably inspired by White. Although even in my earlier pages, before Apple Black, I used exclamation marks certain times. So that's a thing. But that was actually pretty smart from White, if you ask me, because yeah, you don't rely on the language, just the feeling of the sound effects, and that's something I often use with my comics as well, because that's what I realized with sound effects, that I always prefer the Japanese sound effects because they looked good. They felt like they are part of the artwork, part of the composition. While with the English, the Western sound effects, I often had this feeling of disconnection. So that's what I try to integrate into my sound effect style, to go more for an artistic vibe, to just generate a feeling instead of just trying to capture a word as it is. So yeah. So I mean, I have to say I admire how humble you guys at SETM are. Many artists think they are born perfect, but you understand that you keep on learning. Yeah, and yeah, that's key. Like, if you think like you're amazing right off the bat, that you deserve things just because you have talent, or just because you can do things, that doesn't mean that you can really do it, or you deserve it, or you're entitled to things, because that's not how it works. You are never entitled to something without putting in the work. So yeah, that's something we always keep in mind, and that's something you need to understand. There are so many people we met or who are coming to us, and they don't get it, but that's something that you need to understand, in my opinion. Millie Comics. Hi Sunny. Hey Millie, nice to see you here. I love anime and VG too. Yeah, sound effects for my manga are still tricky thing for me, trying to know what's best to use. Yeah, they like everything in comic. They are a learning curve. But yeah, they can be super fun. And I know I've been not the best with tutorial videos recently, but I promise there will be a tutorial video on sound effects. Like I've been wanting to do that for a very long time, so it will happen for sure. Um, Mini comics. I'm always looking forward to your streams. Thank you, thank you. I'm super excited. Like it's been so long since I streamed that I was really looking forward to this. Like it's like emotional fuel for me. It's super fun. Bukan Comics. Good evening, Sunny. Hey, good evening. Nice to see you here too. Millie Comics. Where did you buy this Seno T-shirt? Is there any Saigami shirts? Actually, this was custom made. um, so we had this design in our store. I'm not sure if it's still up there, but we do have a store for Saturday AM. If you go to our homepage, you can check out. Honestly, I'm not sure right now what kind of selection we do have in the store. I know that this was made by our designers. This Seno design, we also do have a Saigami design, we had Bully Eater, and for several other comics. I'm sure we had the Clockstriker one too. So what I did, I took the liberty, I got the design, and I went to a place that creates t-shirts, and I created this custom Apple Black t-shirt because, you know, I'm a fan of Apple Black, and this is just such a sick design that I made this for the Chicago convention. But we do have t-shirts in our store, and you know, we also plan to have more designs up there, so yeah. This should be up. I think. I hope. So yeah, check out the Saturday AM store, and you know, stay tuned. Follow us on social media, because whenever we have a new design or something new is happening on the homepage or in our store, you will get notified there for sure. Savage Bearers. I forgot I just recently pinned down my short story synopsis. I go into detail with you later. Alrighty. Where was I? The mouse crawled on its own. Help me! Why is this happening all the time? Monitor Comics 105 with Atlas article. RIP. Yeah, like 105 will be a pretty cool issue. And yeah, I know I might sound biased because Ricky, creator of Atlas article, is one of my interns, so I now feel like a protective mom who's just like super proud that their babies are going out and making their name out there. but yeah, Atlas article is really cool. Like we don't have anything like Atlas article in Saturday AM yet. So I think it will be a real candy for readers as well. It's like, you know, it's like pure magic. Literally. So yeah, I'm super excited for this summer of manga, and you know, it's not just about my interns, but we have many talents coming through the open submissions of summer of manga, so we will have a lot of interesting content and creators from all around the globe. Like really blew our mind. So yeah, it will be super fun. Now, just to erase this. I'm not sure I'm doing it like this when I have the step back, but I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. And I'm gonna go to my sketch, because I really don't like how this arm looks here. It's just, yeah, that's not how an arm is supposed to look like. So I'm gonna change this. Okay, but in the meantime, comments. Let's see. Some people are talking to each other, so thank you for the ad marks. That really makes things easier. Kokutan, how should I practice manga pages? Should I copy other manga pages? Yeah. Like, simple, but yeah, that's one of the best approach. Like I did that. You know, I started out like every artist starts out by copying the masters. So that's something you can do, and you can learn a lot through the process. So you know, when I started out, I was drawing Naruto pages. They looked horrible. You know, I was only using a pencil, and you know, I had no idea how to do like speed lines or anything. But you know, at least I was trying. And if you're trying, you learn through the process. And later on, when I was already better and I was already drawing my own comics, I still did copy a few pages just to learn how to draw certain things, and you know, trying to get into the mind of the mangaka. To see, you know, why they made certain choices, and you know, just try to pick their brains through studying their art. So that's always a good thing, and yeah, you know, copy different styles, copy different artists, copy complicated pages, copy easy pages, different genres even to try and learn from different aspects. You can also do your own versions, like, you know, take a page from your favorite comic and try to create your own version, that, you know, this story or this part of the story, this scene could be told otherwise, and how would you do it? And there are a lot of good things you can learn from that. Also for learning comics in general and paneling and everything, I recommend the book Making Comics by Scott McCloud. Like, hands down best ever book on comics ever you can get. So I learned a lot from that book. So I definitely recommend that one if you want to get better tips. Rokakikas. I'm sorry, I'm so butchering your name. I can't wait to read that last article. Yeah, it will be really good, and you know, subscribers will get issue 105 first. So you know, if you're a subscriber to Saturday AM, you will receive the issue next weekend. So you will be the first one to read Atlas article, and it will be good. And you know, not just Atlas article, we will have a new installment of massively multiplayer Words of Ghosts, so one more stunning issue, an installment from Oscar Fong, who's one of the best artists in Saturday AM, hands down. So there's that, and we also will have Spoon, I think? Yeah, Spoon and Paradise Down. So it will be super fun, adventure-filled issue. And I'm really looking forward to it. And of course, that's not the only issue coming out this month. We will also have Saturday PM, our sister magazine, coming out at the end of the month. Saturday PM, if you don't know, is the more mature magazine we have. It's, you know, if Saturday AM is like Cartoon Network, then Saturday PM will be Adult Swim. Now, this is something that doesn't say anything to me because I never had Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, but people seem to make the connection, so it's probably a US thing. But you get the idea. Or you know, with if you're going for manga, like, you know, if Saturday AM is Shonen Jump with the stories like you know, Naruto, Haikyuu and other stuff, then you know, Saturday PM is a seinen type story with stories more like, you know, Tokyo Ghoul, Berserk, and now I'm just going for the gory stuff, but it's not just about the gore stuff. Like, we have stories in Saturday PM that are not gore at all, or you know, it's not about violence or nudity or anything like that. It's just a more refined, more mature content that is not necessarily about just, you know, happy-go-lucky characters going and having adventures and fun and things like that. So that's Saturday PM. So we will have an issue of Saturday PM coming out at the end of the month, and we will actually debut a new... Ooh, what's happening here? A new series in Saturday PM with issue 5, which will be pretty cool. Like, I'm not sure if I can talk about this series just yet, because I'm pretty sure we didn't announce it just yet officially. But yeah, we will have a brand new series, and it's super fun. I already seen the pages. It looks gorgeous. It's really cool, and this is actually a story that White Manga helped to develop. So if you're a fan of Apple Black, you will enjoy this new series, because it was hands down recommended by White, and he helped the creator. He was basically mentoring this creator to put together this new series. So I'm really excited for this. Like, it will be super cool. Damn it! I keep messing up with the line art here. So now with this hand I'm going pretty rough, because Sean is wearing dark gloves, so this will be just inked anyway. So this will be like pitch black, so I don't necessarily have to go in with the details. It's really fine. So this now looks bad, but it will be okay later on. But I'm pretty sure I messed up this arm, so I'm just gonna zoom out. Yep, it's too big. Very important thing, if you're working digitally, always zoom out. Like, you know, if you want to have the crisp lines, then yeah, you better be working, if you're zoomed in and you work in a higher definition. But yeah, the easiest to make mistakes is when you're just zoomed in and you don't even see what you're drawing as a wall. So zooming out always helps. And there's also flipping the canvas, which also helps a lot. What? I'm so not happy with this hand. I'm just gonna try differently. Yeah. GG, hi there. Book and comics, but a lot of people can also be a little too sensitive these days. I still think that if someone really wants to be able to draw, they can, by simply keeping at it exactly, just like you said. Yeah, nowadays, you know, being sensitive, offensive is kind of tricky. Like, you can't make a statement without upsetting someone, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, you know, if you just want to do something, just do it. And now I'm just making a rough sketch here of this hand. It's like, I kind of want the hand to be like this, but I don't know, it kind of feels unnatural, so yep, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use everything. I'm just gonna give the arm more natural curve here. Because yeah, it was, yeah, at a weird angle. Okay, now let's try this. So we should be saving. Where was I in the comments? Scroll down and tone again. Mackie Armstrong, should I post a one shot before I make my manga? Yeah, you always should start out with short stories. And you know, nowadays you have every single platform available for you to to just put out your short stories, to experience how people react to your art, to your story, and to just start doing it in general. Like, there are so many people who are just, oh, I'm waiting for the right time, I'm waiting till I get good enough, I'm waiting till I get the right writing skills, and that's just bullshit. Like, just start doing it. Like, I know, I recently just learned that I'm not supposed to say that. I'm sorry. But really, if you want to do it, just start doing it. Like, look at all the Saturday M creators. Everyone was already doing stuff before we joined Saturday M. Like White Manga, Bull Eater, with Raymond Brown. I was already doing Saigami and several other comics. Like, I completed several short stories. Like, I got published with 2 short stories in my home country, Hungary, before I even started to try to get published with a series. So yeah, always strive for short stories first, to wing it, and to see if you actually want to do it. Because, you know, it can be that you are doing it because you enjoy it, or you think you want to do it, but in the middle of the process you realize that, yeah, this is not what I want to do. I don't like it. I don't feel like putting in several hours of work just to create a single page. So always try it with a short story, and you know, even if you jump in for a longer story, just do the math. Because creating like over 30 volumes of comic will take you more than a decade, probably 2 decades even, if not more. So just do the math and just think things through. But yeah, just, you know, if you want to do comics, just start doing them, and, you know, don't wait for the right time, the right opportunity, because nowadays it's very important to show that you actually can do it. The same goes for Saturday M. That's why we have Submit now. We still have Summer of Manga for people who are creating their very first short stories, or who are completely new to the whole drawing process. So there's that for newcomers. But the future is in Saturday Submit, where we are looking for people who have at least 50 pages of content. And, you know, that already shows, if you already created 50 pages, that shows that you are dedicated, you know what you're doing, you know what it takes to do it. So you know, you need to put something down on the table in order to really know what you're aiming for, and in order to get the next opportunities. Kokuten, anyone here want to get published in Shonen Jump? Of course, everyone wants to get published in Shonen Jump, but it's not reality. Like, yeah, you know, I'm not saying that you okay, which layer is that? Okay, that's kind of weird. You know, you don't have to be Japanese to do manga. There are people in Japan who are not Japanese and doing manga. Heck, even in Shonen Jump, if you look at Dr. Stone, the artist is from Korea. So boom, there goes the big myth. And you know, people are like, oh, you have to be Japanese to get in Shonen Jump. No, you don't have to be Japanese, but you have to be in Japan, you have to be fluent in the language, and of course you need to have understanding skills and the drive to do weekly series and everything. And that is very hard to do, especially yeah, everything. It's not as easy as people think. It's not impossible. There are many people who are in Japan as foreign creators. You have your opportunities, but yeah, you need to. The language is the most important. You need to speak the language. You need to understand the culture, and you have to work super hard. And yeah, of course, there are other options, like the silent manga doesn't require you to have the Japanese skills and all that stuff. So there are options right now, but yeah, you don't necessarily need to go to Japan or just focus on Japan if you want to create manga. There's foreign manga artists in Japan already. Yeah, there always been, like, you know, there are many people who are working as assistants who are foreigners to manga artists. There are a bunch of Korean artists, Chinese, from, you know, Southeast Asia. So you know, it's not impossible at all. There are people, and you know, the world is opening up. Professional douchebag. Out of every character in Saigami, who do you think is hardest to draw? That's a good question. New characters are always kind of hard to draw because I can't draw them from memory. Like my main three characters, I can already draw them from memory consistently. But with new characters, it's very hard to keep up consistency. So there's always that. I would probably go. I'm not sure. I'm not that good when it comes to drawing girls. So Ayumi is always a challenge to draw. Because yeah, I always was drawing shonen manga, and you know, boys are easier. So drawing the female body as it is, and to make sure that you know, she still feels feminine without having to rely on fan service or you know, crazy curves and things like that. That makes her hard to draw. Like yeah, one of my mission is that you know, I don't want to rely on fan service at all. I don't want to make my female characters like super sexy and then you know, have the right curves all the places. So yeah, it's always a challenge. And you know, even when it comes to movements and since I don't want to draw her like too dynamic, because at this point of the story she's not a trained warrior. She has certain athletic skills, like you know, she's been, of course, you know, been running around doing gym classes and stuff like that, but you know, she can't come off as a highly trained warrior who has great mobility and reflexes and skills like that. So that's always a challenge. So I probably would go with Ayumi in that aspect. Arconius, hey Andrea, how long does a page usually take you? It always depends on the page. Like there are pages that are easier to draw, and it's, you know, less bananas, not so complex. Like this I would consider to be an easy page. This will be an easy page to draw. Of course, I'm not making too much progress here. so that there's that. But usually pages take between like 6-ish hours, 6 to 8 hours. There are a few pages that I can finish like in like 4 hours if they are like simple. But more often than not, pages are usually around 6 to 8 hours. Once again, I'm just drawing the hands in a very, very rough way because it will be pitch black. Like I probably will have like a white line here to indicate the thumb and the palm. But other than that, the glove will be black, so I don't have to go too crazy. I still don't like it, so I'm gonna make some more changes. Sometimes hands can be tricky. Like sometimes I just have the easiest time with them, I enjoy them, and sometimes it's just today is not the day. Okay. So it's too big. This is not me at my finest. Okay. Reaper of Crowns. How many interns can a mangaka at Saturday have? Well, we only had our very first internship program from this February, so I was the only one doing the internship, and I had 5 interns. Um, the original plan was to have like 3 interns only working under me, but I really wanted to work with all 5 of these people, so I took the bullet for the team. I decided that yeah, it doesn't matter. I really want to work with these 5 people. Of course, there were many others that I really wish I could have picked, because we had over 200 people applying for internship. So it was a long and very, very hard process to choose people. And in the end, I still had a short list of at least 10 people who I felt like I could work together with these people. I would enjoy working with these people. But we had to take into consideration many, many, many things before picking the final 5. And even when we came down to the final 5, Frederick was not recommending to pick that many people, because it's just hard to juggle around 5 interns. Admittedly, it has been hard many, many times, and I was just like, my goodness, I spent the whole week having meetings and putting together assignments and teaching stuff, and in the meantime, I did not make much process myself. So there were many times when it felt like I'm kind of sacrificing my own process or my own project over the interns. Of course, it's super worth it, because I really love these guys, and working together with them has been a blast. And they've been helping me with several Saigami pages in the latest times. So it's been fun, and we probably will be doing more internships in the future as well. I certainly will be in for that with new interns, but I'm pretty sure I won't pick 5 people again, because it's just overwhelming. It's very hard to juggle everything and then take care of 5 people who demand your full attention, because if you want to do this seriously, then yeah, you have to give them your full attention, and at the same time juggle around different time zones, because everyone is pretty much from different time zones, and yeah, it is very rewarding on many levels, but at the same time it can be very overwhelming. So in the future, I'm pretty sure no one will have 5 interns. Ideally, even I would say that it's probably the best if our creators are doing it, then just have like 1 intern who can work very closely with you, 1 or 2 maybe. Like I would say that yeah, 3 is the max. So yeah, but this is for this internship, and we shall see how we do in the future. Of course, with the other interns, like we didn't just have comic artist interns. We had editorial interns and designers and social media, marketing, a bunch of other stuff. For some, it was very good to have more people. For the editorial team, it was very good to have more people. So yeah, that was really good, and they are awesome. So yeah, we shall see how the whole internship goes in the future. Monitor comics. Flipping the canvas is a good way to feel depressed about your drawing. I know, right? Like, yeah, zooming out and flipping at the canvas is just a train wreck of, oh my goodness, I've been drawing this the whole time. But it's the necessary evil. save, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Dioswan, hi, nice to see you here. Savage Bearers, now I'm wondering if you're gonna do a Corviknight fan art illustration. It will be interesting to see at least. Yeah, like I really want to do a Pokemon fan art one of these days. Probably won't happen anytime soon, but you know, I've always been playing around with the idea of drawing my characters as Pokemon trainers. I even put together teams for my main tree, so that will be super fun. Of course, now we have new Pokemon coming, so I will have to revisit those teams before actually picking a team, but yeah. New Pokemon game looks good. Let's see, Sashak, hello, hi there. Tsushabi, ohayo gozaimasu, ohayo. Although it's not morning, so, well. You can comics, do you think all the fan service in Fairy Tail detracted from it a little, or do you think it had its place? At times I think it got a little over the top, but I still can call the series one of my favorites. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, you know, there are levels of fan service that don't bother me. Yeah, like Fairy Tail is one of my favorites as well, so that does a lot that I can deal with fan service. But there were many times which was just super cringy, and I'm like, please just stop, just don't. So yeah, Fairy Tail many times crossed the lines that I consider a healthy amount of fan service, and yeah, many times it felt like the story is suffering the level of fan service. Once again, Fairy Tail is not famous about its quality writing, although we could argue about this. I personally prefer not the earliest parts, but yeah, the middle of the story. The last arcs weren't so well done, and yeah, you could really feel the fan service going crazy there. So yeah, I wish it was reduced a little bit, but at the same time, I still love it, and then, you know, I deal with it. But yeah, sometimes I wish it was less. Yasman, how is everything? Everything is pretty cool. I'm having a lot of fun with this stream, not making too much progress once again. But yeah, things are super fun. Things are going good. And I'm drawing a little Chibigon. That's fun. But yeah, things at Saturday are looking very interesting. We just launched Saturday Summit. So that is a very interesting part of the history of our company, because for the first time we don't require exclusivity. So yeah, if you're a creator but you feel like you can't commit to a level where you can give exclusivity, or you still want to do things your way, but you still wish to reach a more engaged audience, get into retail, try different stuff, this is now your chance to apply via Saturday Summit. And you can find a link to that in the video description and also on all of my social media profiles. And yeah, you can read more in depth about Saturday Summit, which is very interesting. We will have some really good and interesting stories coming through Saturday Summit. Like I already know about a few. It's super fun. Like it's not just for PM or AM, but PM as well. So I had the chance to talk personally to one of these creators who will be making their debut in PM soon, and I'm super excited for them. So it will be very interesting. Once again, I can't reveal any info just yet, I think. So yeah, just stay tuned because we have some big news coming. Which ring was it? It was the left. Okay. It's been a while since I drew Chibigon, so now I was having a little bit of a trouble remembering which of his wing was injured. Yeah, normally I just have a bunch of pages open in front of me because sometimes it's just hard to keep consistent, especially if some time passed by since you drew these characters or certain locations. But right now I don't have any because I have the chat in front of me, so yeah, it's also that doesn't really look like a banana. I probably should look up a reference picture for the banana. I can just do that up later, I guess. Being a comic artist is many times like that meme with the dog. I have no idea what I'm doing. Or with the other dog, who's surrounded by the burning house. This is fine. This is totally fine. Okay. Oh, freckles. I almost forgot about the freckles. Okay, let's Stuart Reggie. Let's see. Can comics, exactly. The early volumes didn't have too much fan service. Cringeworthy is the right word, though. Yeah, like it always had a certain level of fan service. Like I guess that's just Hiro Mashima for you, because he used to have fan service in his earlier works as well, in Rave Master and his other shorter stories and short stories. But yeah, not on a cringeworthy level. Yeah, the same meant for Fairy Tail. Like even in the early chapters, sure there was a certain level of fan service, but it was still okay, and you could feel that the story and the characters are the main focus and not just the silliness or pointless fan service. And now I'm zooming so much that things look kind of pixelated. Damian Ostoya Vidic, for butchering your name, sorry, says hi there. Zeminine, so Chibigan eats bananas now. Is he not a dragon? Is no one safe from the banana? Well, Chibigan is a dragon, but that doesn't mean he's carnivore only. Like he's more like omnivore is. Yeah, omnivore is the right word. I think that eats everything. So, you know, bananas are good. I wanted to say bananas are easy to draw, but I couldn't draw a banana for the life of me there. So, but you know, banana is a cliche to eat at sport events and things like that. It's healthy. It's good for you. I love bananas. So yeah, Chibigon is omnivore. So yeah, the dragons in Saigami are omnivores generally, so you know they are not like Game of Thronesy dragons who will eat up horses and cows and people, and now I really don't want to think about that. But yeah, so plus Chibigan is a baby dragon, so you know. Obviously, I did not put too much thought into what he's eating. Like it could have been a sandwich, but yeah, he's an omnivore, so he will just pretty much eat everything that Sean's eating. So, and Sean's not a picky eater, that's for sure. So yeah. Bukankami is good source of dragon potassium. Gemini omnivore, sure, but banana, really? I'm sorry. Like, what do you think should he be eating? Like, tell me then. What should be an omnivore dragon be eating? Like a baby dragon. Let's keep that in mind. Should I have like a chicken drum there, or? Let's have a discussion on what dragons do eat. So yeah, in the word of Astria, dragons do eat banana. Period. Damian, this is a page. Yep, this is a page in progress. I just started inking, and I picked this bananas to start with because it was the top layer. So yeah, it probably doesn't show that much, and I still don't like Sean's arm, so I probably will work on this more. Thinking of it, I don't like the legs either. So yeah, this is just more like my first draft of inking, and yeah, this will be a page in issue 107 of Saturday AM. This is the second part of chapter 18, and by the way, in that issue I will finish this chapter, so it will be 13 pages of Saigami. So look forward to it because it will be a long installment. And yeah, that issue will come out for subscribers at the end of, I think it will be the end of June. I'm not sure. No, that's 106. So yeah, 105 comes out next weekend for subscribers. 106 will come out at the end of June, and 107 will come out in mid-July. So yeah, this you will be able to read this chapter that I'm drawing right now next month, if you're a subscriber. If you're going for the free issues, then you probably will read it like mid or late August. So yeah, but I'm super excited for this installment. Like, the page I'm drawing here is not fancy, it's not too exciting, but I'm very excited for this installment. I will start it with a double spread page that I won't show you just yet. It's actually something I already posted to my Patreon followers, so they know what's coming. That will be probably one of my hardest ever pages to draw. Like, I would put it on the level of the double spread page from the first chapter. You remember with the town, the Zenoda clan? Like, it's the same kind of difficulty level. So that page will be probably up to date one of my hardest to finish up, and I'm really excited for it. And and yeah, I kind of like to have each of the Saigami volumes to have like at least one double page spread that gives you a nice scenery or an establishing shot. So that double spread will be the big one for volume 3. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. It will be a lot of work. Like Like, I'm only in the sketch phase with it, but I expect that page to be well over 12 hours of work, if not more. Like, the double spread in chapter 1, I'm gonna pull it up so I can show it if you don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, this spread, this took over 18 hours. And of course, if you want to get a better look, you can read the first chapter for free. You can find the links, or you can go to Saturday AM homepage. You can also find a link for that. So yeah, this took a lot of time, and this what I'm drawing for this chapter will be more. so yeah, I'm excited for it, because I really wanted to change the scene to begin with, because if you follow the manga, you know that I had my fun with the backgrounds through the first part of the initiation arc, with the wall maze, and then some of the backgrounds I really enjoyed, and it was pretty cool to draw them. But since everything was taking place indoors, underground, after a while, all of my backgrounds felt like so monotonous. So with that double spread that you're about to see in this installment, I'm just gonna blow that out, and finally we will have a different location, and that I'm super excited about. Devin Holmes, what is your favorite character in your series? You know, I love all of my characters. Like, it's kind of like asking a parent that who's your favorite kid, and of course all of the parents have their favorite kids. Let's not lie about that.
The oldest, closest.
So yeah. You know, I like all of my characters, but yeah, if I have to pick a favorite, I probably will go with Ayumi, because yeah, I really like Reggie. Not all the times. Reggie's special. So he's definitely not my favorite. There was a time he used to be my favorite, because, you know, he was cool and he was a jerk simply, and you know, he was fun to write sometimes, and his character arc is fun, interesting to write. But he's surely not my favorite character anymore. There's Sean, who's the happy-go-lucky character, and I always have a sweet spot for the happy-go-lucky characters. So Sean is easily in my top 3. But yeah, you know, Ayumi, I feel like she's the closest to me. Not because, you know, I'm not like her, or, you know, I'm trying my very best not to make her be like me, but I feel like she's relatable. She's the focus of the story most of the times. So since I spend the most time with her, I feel like she's the closest to me in that aspect, and that's yeah, I would call her my favorite. And of course, you know, some of the characters who are not main characters, or not main characters yet. There's them too, like there's Gale, who wasn't introduced in the story yet. You could already see artworks of him, even in the first volume, because I did draw a page with him, or at least the character artwork with him in the first volume. Now the ironic part is that I already changed his design, so whoops. There's that. But yeah, he's a character who probably is my favorite after Ayumi, but he did not appear in this series just yet, so you have no idea who he is or what his role in the story will be, so please look forward to him. Book and comics, you are really good at drawing detailed backgrounds and architecture. Thank you. That is something I do enjoy a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, if I could, I would totally skip backgrounds. Like, of course, you know, I just want to tell the story about the characters many times, and I wish I had an assistant who just draws snappy backgrounds for me. Like, you know, that would be nice. But at the same time, I really enjoy going in with the details, getting lost in the details, and then just creating words and And yeah, it always starts out as something I'll bit feel reluctant about it. Oh my god, I know this will take over 20 hours to draw, but now I need to do it. And when I'm already there, I enjoy it so much because it's just so much fun to just recall certain things from my memory and how to draw things. Look up, whoops, I just hit my lamp. Recall certain things, look at several reference images and look at stuff and try to capture an atmosphere, try to create something that can feel like it's real, that's something the readers would want to enter to discover. So that is something I greatly enjoy, and that's why I'm really looking forward to that double spread, because it's huge. And yeah, there will be so many small details that I'm really looking forward to draw. Monitor Comics. Bleach hinted at Shinji in Volume 1 cover page, but he didn't show up until Volume 20, and he looked so different. Really? Okay, now you really want to make me look up Bleach. Volume 1 cover? Shinji. Well, the volume cover itself only has Ichigo, right? Like, that's just Ichigo holding the sword and him having that cool bracelet thingy. So I guess it's the chapter cover. The chapter cover I can imagine because yeah, it was a chapter cover, not like the volume cover. Oh, okay. I will look that up because now I'm interested in that. Because I know that the early colored pages for Bleach had Ichigo's classmates as well. But I can't remember it too well. I will look it up. Wrong layer. So yeah, I guess it happens in manga many times that certain characters just change as they go, or you plan to include certain characters from the very beginning, but things don't turn out that way. So yeah, I guess it's something. Reaper of Crows. I hope you don't forget one of your side characters, like Tide Kubo does. No, I don't plan to. Well, to begin with, Saigami won't be as long as Bleach, nowhere near as long. Like, Saigami will be like 12 volumes top. Like, that's the most. And given it's shorter, I won't have as many characters. Like, sure, that there will be characters coming, going, and there will be a bunch of disposable characters, I guess. Like, oh, that's just evil. I hope you didn't hear this. So the moment I said disposable characters, Peter in the background just started to whisper in a very evil tone, Carly.
I hope you didn't hear that, and in case you found out, we're gonna repeat it.
Yeah. So yeah, the story is planned out. I'm not saying that I have everything planned out. I know where the story is going, I know how it will end, I know what will be the character arc for each of the main character or important characters. So forgetting about them will be weird. Because everyone, like, if I introduce a character who's important, you will know that they will lose my train of thought. So if a character feels important and I introduce them on a level that you should know them, then they will have a place in the story. So yeah, I don't plan to pull a Kubo on my characters. Devin Holmes. I like Bleach for what it was. I just wish Kubo gave Ichigo like an ambition. He kind of seemed to react to stuff and get abilities. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because in that aspect, yeah, Bleach was different compared to the other members of the big three. Because yeah, shonen protagonists usually have their big motivation from the get-go. Like Naruto wants to be Hokage, Luffy wants to be Pirate King and find One Piece, and Ichigo was just there. like like his only motivation in the early parts was just protecting people, protecting his family, standing up for the ghost girl in the first chapter, I remember. So yeah, I'm not saying that was a bad thing necessarily, because arguably that can work too, that having a main character who doesn't necessarily know his or her place in the story just yet in the very beginning, but yeah, what you just wrote, that he was just kind of reacting to Ding and just gaining powers. Yeah, that definitely was one of the weaker points in the story, that he was just going with the flow, and yeah, things just happened for the sake of moving the plot forward. And many times, even though Ichigo was the main character, he didn't feel like an active main character. Like many times he felt more like a passive lead. So yeah. Book and comics. So once you move on from Saigami, do you think you will stick with fantasy and magic setting? Have you got your next series in mind? Yes, I have several stories in mind. I'm not sure which one I will pick as my next series. I do have two series that I definitely want to do. One of them is a series version of Dreamwalker, which I guess would be in the magic kind of fantasy. Also, it's more on the sci-fi aspect, and well, it's a soft sci-fi, so it's not like going to space or anything, but it's more in the sci-fi realm. But there's another story that at the moment I'm leaning more towards that. Because sure, Dreamwalker is fun. It's a pure shonen story. I really love the short story, and I wish to work on it as a longer stuff. But at the same time, I'm not sure how well it would work. So I will have to reapproach Dreamwalker, make many changes, because maybe it's just me getting a bit older, or having now a bit more refined taste than just going for your average shonen adventure type of thing. But I feel like if I'm doing Dreamwalker, I want it to be more than just that. When I did the short story, it was just just straight up jump, kind of like shonen. Because of course I drew the story for the jump competition. I sent it into Shonen Jump, so I knew what I was doing there. But if I ever do it as a series, I want it to be more than just a typical shonen fantasy magic kind of setup. And the other story is not magic or fantasy at all. It's a sports / slice of life manga. Like I don't have a title for it yet. I really want to draw it. It probably wouldn't be AM though. But the pitch for that story, if I were to pitch it the traditional Saturday way, would be Haikyuu meets Nana, the manga. So it gives you a vibe that I want the story to be like very female oriented. And at the moment I'm very much leaning towards that story, because doing another magic fantasy series after Saigami is almost like continuing stuff the way I do now, and I feel like that. Yeah, I want to try how different things approach a slightly different audience maybe. So yeah, I probably will go for that story. It won't be a long story, of course. Like that's something I have in mind for sure. That if I start new series, I will try to keep them shorter. Like yeah, this 10 volume is the max, and maybe I will go for something shorter, like 6-7 volumes maybe. So yeah. That's what I have in plan. Of course, apart from that, I have some other ideas, like ideas that I did not put down to paper just yet, but I have the basic idea that could work as a story. So yeah, I will have many ideas. Some of them are fantasy magic, some of them are more sci-fi, some of them are slice of life, sports, some of them are more nature stories. So yeah, there will be some more stories. But first, I need to finish this. so yeah, first I need to wrap up Saigami. The Reaper of Crows. Bleach was okay and got worse over time, but One Piece is amazing. Yeah, Bleach, and many say that the quality declined, and yeah, but it was good. I like Bleach. What I did not like was that many times it was too many characters, and many of these characters I was not emotionally invested at all. So there were several chapters going on, and I'm like, I don't even give a damn about these characters. So for me, that was a weak point. One Piece used to be one of my big favorites, and I'm not sure why, but throw stones at me. But I'm not enjoying One Piece anymore as much. I'm still going through the chapters, but I'm not sure. I just kind of lost interest. Like, it's probably just me, because I know it's still doing strong, and many people are saying that the Wano arc, that Wano Kuni arc it's currently in is so good, but for me, One Piece kind of lost its magic. Which is kind of sad, because it used to be one of my big inspiration. I used to be like a huge One Piece fan girl. Like, you have no idea how many times I cosplayed from One Piece, and I used to have figurines, posters, and everything. Like, One Piece was our jam with my friends. Like, many times when we were just meeting, it wasn't even a convention, but we dressed up as One Piece characters, and we were going out to the beach having fun and things like that. So One Piece used to be huge for me. But yeah, in a while, I just don't feel it anymore. So yeah, that's kind of sad. Monitor Comics. Damon Ichigo, sorry, per Hollow Kinsey and the Fullbringer, it was a bag. Yeah. I agree with that. And Shrill, well, I'm sure what you're writing is super cute, so hi. I can understand the emojis. Normal Comic Junkie, hello. Pecan Comics, it sounds great. Thank you. Monitor Comics, Kingdom Hearts is also up there with most questionable plot development. Oh my god. Yes! I still love Kingdom Hearts, and I'm interested to see where it is going, but yeah. I can't spoil anything about it. But yeah, the third game wasn't exactly what I was expecting, story-wise, so it was interesting. Some parts of it were good. Like, okay, I'm not going to go into details. Like there were scenes that literally had me tear up, and I was just having the goosebumps, and some scenes were just so good in it. But yeah. But the ending, I'm still not sure how I feel about it. So yeah. Yeah, I just want to know where the story goes, or what kind of plans they have. Weekend Comics, that's right, we aren't getting old, we just get more refined. That's kind of true, right? Like, the 16-year-old me was easy to impress with anything. Like if I was 16, I probably would enjoy Black Clover, which I'm not. as a 29-year-old, yeah, it's it's at everything, not just manga, but with movies, books, everything in general. I'm not just taking everything in mindlessly. That it's kind of bad sometimes because I'm just not letting myself be entertained mindlessly. But at the same time, whenever I'm watching a movie, reading about, I'm thinking about the story, I'm thinking about the writing, and I'm more aware of bad writing or weak writing or so yeah, it's it's an interesting thing. Monitor Comics Kingdom Hearts 3 felt like an intro to the next arc when it should have focused on being a conclusion. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Of course, some characters receive their conclusions. So in that aspect, I would say that yeah, that was good. But for the main characters, it's like, I don't know. so yeah, it was weird. Savage Bear as well. We can talk about that later as well. I will think to hear your thoughts. Sure. Also, it's after 5 now, so I should be wrapping this up. Yeah, I didn't make too much progress. So I thought that this wasn't my most productive live stream, but it was fun. I really want to think more. I was hoping to think more. I really want to think this one. I was super happy with this one also. Yeah, at the same time, I don't want this to be too long. I hope to do another stream in this month, and then probably a few more during the summer or the whole summer of manga process. So you surely won't have to wait one more month until my next stream. Of course, yeah, at the end of the month I will be going back to Hungary for a while, so things might change up a little bit timing-wise, and so yeah, we will explore it. But yeah, for now, once again, you can find all of the links you might need in the video description, or go to my social media channels to check out Saturday AM. You can read the first 3 chapters of Saigami for free on the homepage. You can also read the latest chapter of Saigami for free until like tomorrow. So if you haven't read that issue yet and you want to know what's happening, you want to catch up with Titan King or other series, then you can read issue 103 for free on our homepage. And starting this weekend, it will switch to issue 104 for a limited time. And issue 105 is coming out to subscribers next weekend, including the big beginning of Summer of Manga with Atlas article, which is super cool. And we also will have an issue of Saturday PM at the end of the month, also debuting a brand new series and the continuation for our early running series. And yeah, we do have a bunch of things going on simultaneously, like Saturday Summit, pitch sessions on Saturday FM and Saturday AM Daily, and yeah, other stuff going on our social media. And also we do have an Amino Apps, so if you don't know about that, check out Saturday AM on Amino Apps, which is, if you ever remember Pilot Manga's, Amino Apps is pretty close to that. It's a pretty cool and active community where we also share a bunch of exclusive stuff. Like Saturday Summit was announced in the Amino Apps first, so if you want to be up to date with our creator Saturday AM, have some sneak peeks, then Amino App is the place to go. And of course, you can find me on all sorts of platforms, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm also up on Patreon if you would like to receive more content from me, like more behind the scenes content, tutorials, videos, early access, fan arts, you name it, all sorts of things. Then you can find me on Patreon, and your support is always much appreciated. And also thanks for everyone who got the books Saigami, Volume 1 and Volume 2. They are available on Amazon, Book Depository, and on Saturday M homepage, as well on probably on other platforms as well. Like wherever you can order books, you can get not just Saigami but all of the books Saturday M has, the Saturday Thanks, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of starting to lose my voice, so I think that's also a good sign to wrap this up. So yeah, it was very nice having this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon in my next video. So thank you very much for watching this, and take care.